Hi, Tim. Would you allow your 14-year-old to have a girlfriend? If yes, a non-believer. Parenting advice greatly appreciated.
Ooh,
okay, Maylene.
Yeah.
Maylene,
I do have something to say. Now,
go ahead.
Now, when it comes to talking to girls, my first choice would not specifically go to a non-believer because I feel like that would be harder to move around. Because if you're dating a non-believer, that's going to be harder to with your religion and their religion if they even have one.
Right.
It's harder to kind of connect with.
Yep.
So me personally, going for the church girls immediately.
Okay, baby. Okay.
Come
all
on
right.
now.
All right. So you heard it from Nathan first. Nathan is saying that he would not go for a non-believer. Nathan is 15. He's not 14, and he cannot date. Point blank. Period.
There we go.
And he can have friends. He can have girls that are friends. He cannot have a girlfriend. And he cannot have a girlfriend because we have priorities in our family. Our priorities in our family during this season and stage of Nathan's life is for him to be educated. And once he's educated, to start to develop a sense of where his giftings and callings are setting him up for right now. They could change 4 or 5 different times. They could change 17 times during the course of his life. But a 15-year-old in my house does not get to have a girlfriend. They do get to have friends that are girls. And if they like one of them, they should put a little asterisk by their name and stay in touch with them until such time that they have permission to date. And then they should run straight to them and be like, hey, girl, I couldn't holler at you at 15, but now I'm 18 and a half or I'm 19 or whatever the case is. And I'm coming for you. I still have the same feelings for you that I had back then, and I want to make my intentions known. Both of my boys going to have incredible riz. So when it's time for them to date, y'all better watch out because both of these homies they're going to be ready for life. They got me in their ear. Them girls is going to get like some quality young men.
Ayo and Tim.
Yep.
Look, and God has his timing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
For sure.
So like, somebody when you were 16, bruh, when God tells you to pursue that person, you're allowed to pursue that person. Look, God is on your side, bro. God got somebody for you.
Absolutely correct.
So don't front like you're missing out on something. You got to put your faith in there and know that God has a plan for you.
For sure. No, I agree with that 1,000%. I do not, a lot of people let their kids date at certain ages or whatever, but for us, it's just about priorities.
For you as the parent, establishing that rule, has it made it relatively easier because you don't have to deal with the nuance of your kids bringing home someone or sneaking around with another partner?
Yeah, absolutely. And Nate, you can possibly answer this even better than me. Like, do you feel like you've been restricted, or do you feel like we're being mean that we don't let you have a girlfriend right now?
Really, at this point, I don't. It doesn't matter to me.
Yep.
Like right now, like where I'm at, I haven't had like nothing where I'm like, man, I really want a girlfriend. Like,
Yep.
It's not really like that. Like friendships are great.
Yeah, for sure.
This really great, and like they can also always possibly like evolve into something else. But
Yep.
I just don't feel like right now would be the best time because anything can happen.
For sure.
And that happens for like a lot of other high school kids too.
Yep.
Now there's a rare chance that you can be friends with somebody and then marry them when you get older.
Yep.
But it's like really slim.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I'm not trying to have like, if you let me, I feel like it would be a bit worse because it would be like I end up getting with this person, breaking the next person, and I'm not trying to go ring around the rosy with girls.
For sure.
I'm not trying to do that.
Bro, you
I'm
might.
not trying to do
Hey,
that.
dog. Hey, I salute you.
His brother's
dog.
going to heaven.
Hey, let me tell you something about my son, bro. I love that kid, bro. I love that kid. Let me say this. And I appreciate your input, Nate. The average high school relationship at your age and stage 15 is 90 days. 90 days. it's an incredible high, and then it's a valley low, and then they break up. So I did not tell Nathan to say that. Nathan said that on his own. You pick somebody, you'll like them, and you'll fall out, and then you'll break up. And especially in this, listen, it's 2023, man. I don't want my son seeing no 15-year-old breast. Cause they sending breast pics, they sending pee pics.
The power of the phone, and the way they can
absolutely
be able to do it so privately,
bruh.
It's wild.
Listen, my son is not gonna be sending dick pics. Point blank. Period. That's a stewardship responsibility of the parents. Am I like? It's a stewardship responsibility of the parents. You think these kids got to watch porn? They making porn tapes. Hey, don't act like I don't. Hey, man, when I tell you I'm up on game, I'm up on game.
So you said it's a stewardship from the parent.
It's a stewardship from the parents.
So now, obviously, we've already given them a practical tool.
Yeah.
Implement the rule.
Yeah.
Don't date till 18.
Absolutely correct.
What are some other things that might be helpful outside of that one major rule under that umbrella? Is it anything with phone access, screen time?
Screen time
walk
needs
us
to be
through it.
screen time needs to be limited. My boys don't even have phones yet.
Wow.
Most teenagers do.
Yeah, they don't. Absolutely not. Are they missing out on some stuff? Hell yes, they are. Are they being protected from a lot of stuff? Hell yes, they are.
Let's go.
Facts or fiction?
Facts.
Okay. So we're not putting, listen, man, it's a different environment. If this was 2009 and they were 15 and 13, maybe I feel a little bit differently about it.
Yeah.
But 2023?
No.
Nah, man.
Your phone is a full-blown desktop.
Absolutely.
You can do anything.
You can do
with it.
anything on that phone, man. I'm not putting my kids in that. I don't want their brains at this age and stage. Y'all can call me overprotective if you want to. It's out of love for me that I want my kids to just have the best normal childhood that they can. Because
Right.
once they're adults, do y'all understand? Your children will be adults 3 times longer than they'll ever be children.
Sheesh.
Yet we want them to grow up so fast and get out. Like, make that make sense. My son's going to be an adult 3 or 4 times longer than he'll ever be a kid. Why would I put the weight of the world on his shoulders at 15 years old? Why would I want him making the decisions of a 30-year-old at 15? This dude just got accepted for a theater production. I'm loving the fact that he gets to do stuff like that.
Hey.
I don't want him thinking about all this other stuff. And listen, I'm protecting my boys the way I would protect my girls. Cause there's some straight up fast little hoes out here.
Freakville.
I'm telling you, hey, I'm not lying about that. There's some fast little hoes out here, man. And some of them are older. Listen, it's a broken world we live in. You better be vigilant. You got to be vigilant.
What's that word mean?
Vigilant? Oh, you don't know what that word means? Anytime we don't know what a word means, what do, Nathan?
Go to the dictionary.
We go to the dictionary. Vigilant, by definition, keenly watchful to detect danger. Ever awake and alert, sleeplessly watchful.
Goodness.
Batman.
That's good, dog. Yeah, Batman.
Batman, bro.
No cap.
Day and night.
Hey, yo, I'm Batman with my kids, bro. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm So that's just where we are right now. Nathan wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning. What time were you done with your school day today?
8, 7, 8.
7 in the morning. When I pulled up, they were chilling.
Yeah, it was 8. Finished at 8.
He finished at 8. He's reading Lord of the Rings right now.
So good.
He reads a chapter a day. So I'm doing my devotion. He's reading Lord of the Rings. So from 6 to 7, he read Lord of the Rings, and then from 7 to 8, he did his work for the day.
For the day.
It's 1:18. That boy was done at 8 o'clock in the morning. You know what every other 15-year-old was doing? Not every other, but all the 15-year-olds in public school, they just got to class.
It's painful, bro. Public school kid right here. I felt so stuck in the matrix. And what's so cool that you get to do for the kids is you're teaching them time management. Your time is so valuable. Knock it out for the day and then have the day.
Homie said, hey, I'm gonna get up and do my work, Dad, and then I'm going back to sleep. And I said, hey, bro, if you go back to sleep, you can sleep for 90 minutes, and then you got to get up and move around.
Wow.
That's great.
Like that's what I'm in a position to do that. But I'm glad you brought that up because so many homeschool kids think they're missing something from public school. But what are they missing?
Time.
I'm asking you. You said you were a public school kid.
Yeah. Especially with the creative and the entrepreneurial spirit.
That's
I was
right.
like, man, I'm just wasting time here.
Yep.
Especially growing up in the hood, it was such a failed school system. I had failed every grade just out of being a bad kid and not showing up. So for senior year, they put me in a class and say, hey, you're going to be here for 3 months. Just make sure you show up, and then we're just going to graduate you. I should have not graduated.
Yeah, bro.
They didn't give me a consequence. They just
Wow.
said, look, I'm grateful I got out, but
Yeah.
I definitely shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I should have faced consequences. And
Yep.
that's just the broken system of a public school
Yeah, for
in
sure.
the hood.
Yeah, absolutely. For
So
sure.
I have a question for you.
Absolutely.
Very general question.
Mm-hmm.
As a parent, how do you set up your kid to be an amazing human being and powerful adult?
How am I doing that, baby?
I think we both figuring that out together right now.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
think we just going step by step,
No, I agree with you.
and we'll see it unfold as
Yeah,
it goes on.
absolutely. Yeah, no, my boys are not the same, and so I don't approach everything the same way with them. I'm really into like trying to empower them where their strengths are. So wherever they feel like they're already strong, I want to make space for that, and I want to empower that. I'm not trying to live. I will say this. I know this for a fact. I'm not trying to live vicariously through my children.
Oof.
There is nothing that I need them to do on my behalf
Yep.
because I didn't do it.
That's good.
So Nathan has the height that I prayed for. I prayed to be 6 feet. Nathan's gonna sneeze and be taller than me, probably this afternoon. He's definitely gonna be over 6 feet. I prayed to be 6 feet. I stopped at 5'9". I'm not gonna make him play basketball. Like wake him up at 5 every morning. Like, man, you're gonna get this jumper and you're gonna play basketball. Well, that was my dream.
You don't want to rob him of what God put in him.
I'm not robbing him of nothing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The dude ain't got to be in ministry. He don't have to be no preacher. I don't know what God's going to call him to do. The only thing I need him to have is godly character and integrity.
It's great.
And I need him to make a decision for himself that he wants Jesus Christ to be Lord of his life in the same way it was for me and his mom. I'm not forcing him to do that either. However, living under our roof, the only principles that he has to govern his life are principles that we have from Scripture. And what we do every evening is we have devotion and we read Scripture.
It's great.
Because in this house, this is what we do. But there is no forcing of like, you better give your life to Jesus. When we go to church, you better act a certain way. He was a preacher's kid for 7 years. They didn't know that I was the lead pastor of the church for 3 years. Do you remember that?
Cause I didn't tell nobody. They're like, who you? I'm like, I'm Nathan. I wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm the preacher's kid. I'm like, no, just I'm Nathan.
Yep.
If you want to see Tim, you can go see him.
Yep.
But if you ask me who my dad is, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
don't look surprised either.
Right. I love it.
Hey,
Don't look surprised.
You know what's something practical that I see you do, Tim, that is beautiful, is you don't talk to them like they're babies or they're dumb.
That's good.
You talk to
Never.
them. You talk to them like an adult.
Dude, they never got goo goo gaga by me.
That's what I'm saying.
I promise you they didn't. I've been giving Nathan words of affirmation since he was 2 years old. Noah has had words of affirmation since he was born. When both of my children were born, because I spoke to them through the womb of their mother every single day until they came out of their mother's womb. And when they came out of their mother's womb and I said, "Hey, baby," they literally, those eyes were
Precious.
They were looking around because they knew that voice.
Precious. They already knew you.
Let me tell you something. I learned so much about God and being born again through the birth of my kids because while they were in their mother's womb, they were in a different world. And they had to be born into the world so they could be connected to their father. But even in a different world, they could hear their father's voice.
Oh, wow.
But it took birth for them to have a connection with their earthly father.
That's great, bro.
It takes a rebirth to have a connection with your heavenly father.
Preach.
You can hear his voice through the sinful world that you're on, but you will not be connected to him until you are born again. Wow. Let me tell you something. Babies will make you a better preacher.
You wasn't lying when you said you was cooking.
I'm cooking.
Brother's cooking.
I'm cooking to this food show up. Until Abigail ring that bell, we going all in, and I'm with it. Somebody said, clip that.
Yeah.
We will. We will, Felita. We gonna clip it. So just shout out to all the parents. Parenting is trial and error. I'm not saying everything's been perfect. I haven't been perfect as a dad. Nathan hasn't been perfect as a son. Noah hasn't been perfect as a son. Mommy hasn't been perfect as a mommy. We are like,
To me, because I'm not just trying to be called a punk, but
yeah, y'all don't know about Juliet. Juliet got gangster. She gets gangster with her kids. But that's Afro Caribbeans, man. Afro Caribbeans are built different.